Hi everybody, I hope you're doing great. I have a surprise. I had a session book, 30-minute session. This is a donation and this is so sweet, but I'm going to be doing healing for our eyes. So I had done some physical body healing videos and this client was interested in having me add to the list and offer healing for our physical eyes. So I'm going to be doing that today, and I want to thank you so very much for this inspiration. Thank you for investing in me, and thank you for investing in all of us. It's so enriching and is so kind of you. So I don't know how this is going to go. I'm very curious to see. Before I get started, I'm very curious to see, right? I just noticed that. It's all about the eyes and how we see, right? Before I get started, I'm going to read your goals here, and then I'll close my eyes, and then we'll see where the universe takes us. And thank you so much again. Okay, so you say this. Hi, Abbey. A while back, you did a series of physical body healing videos. Heart, lungs, liver, etc. Would you do something similar for the eyes? I'm looking for something general that anyone could benefit from, rather than specific to me. Thank you and much love. Yes, I'm going to do this. Okay, here we go. So the best way to receive from this experience is just say, hey, I could use some healing for my eyes. And this is going to benefit everybody, because whether your eyes are exceptionally balanced, you have excellent vision, you have no issues with your eyes whatsoever, versus someone who has a lot of issues with their eyes, this is going to benefit every spectrum, okay? From good to the worst case scenario, okay? This is going to benefit every spectrum. Because in all of time, I guarantee some aspect of yourself could really use this, which means you in the present moment can really use this too. We all can use energy healing, and this is going to support our physical eyes and maybe something deeper. I'm not sure yet. Maybe it will go into something spiritual, something of the third eye, something of the mind. All right, let's see where the universe wants to begin here. The first experience is just soft. It's comfortable. The word restful comes to mind. So getting a good night's sleep, resting the eyes. It's not just about feeling rested. It's like relaxing the muscles around the eyes too, de-stressing. You ever have a moment, it's almost like these things build up, you know, where there's just way too much, and you get like a twitch in your eye, or you get a strange vein pulsate. However it happens, we're relaxing this area here. We'll put our relaxation sunglasses on. We're really going to cover this area here, just bringing relaxation, restfulness, softness, gentleness. They're showing me that picture of the twitchy eye or the pulsating vein. And just to emphasize what we want to do when it comes to relaxing the muscles, relaxing the eyes. I don't feel like the guidance here is in any hurry. So this might be quite slow paced, all about peacefulness. They're talking to me about light sensitivity. I see a person and the light shining into their eyes and it's blinding. And I see another person and the light's not that bright at all. In fact, it could be brighter. There's different ways that eyes work with light and color. And so we want to balance that. It's a process of information. Is it all about the eyes, or it is about the mind or the brain? This is not going to be exactly easy, because when there's conflict, it's uncomfortable, right? I see the light, it's almost like density. It's almost sharp. It's almost like pressure. It's almost like forced into the eyes. It's too much. Now I become that person, and I'm looking into this extremely bright light. It's horrifying. It's like a spotlight on your face, but you're just looking into the blinding light and trying to cope with it. Now I become the person that isn't affected by the light. In fact, it could be brighter. And so one who is overwhelmed by too much light versus one who is not become one body and sit in a chair, and then there's this spotlight, and they work together to see. But this isn't just about a physical event. It's about seeing beyond. And I do mean seeing beyond as in seeing the light in a spiritual way. As I say that, the scene changes. It's difficult as well. I see someone, they're crying, and their eyes are swelled up. Their eyes are under pressure because there's so many tears. It's a difficult scene because this person is lying in like a sewer. I don't know why it's full of dead worms, but it is. We're talking a pile of dead worms. They're resting on it like it's a bed. And they're shivering. And they've been crying for a long time, and they don't know how to ever stop crying. Then they don't know if they will ever stop crying. Okay, this is next level. So life gives us information. How do we see that information? In a physical way, but in a beyond physical way, which they're saying it's all physical. So you could parallel this with a third eye conversation. But it's how the mind processes the information. The eye see it, and what the eye see goes into the mind. The mind works through what it's observing, what it's seeing. Even when the light is too bright or the light isn't bright enough. And how the mind works through it. And how we see moments in time that bring us great sorrow. And what do we see in those moments of time? For one person it's this, for another person it's that. And sometimes we just don't want to see any more, even. Maybe we've seen too much devastation. And we just don't want to see it anymore. We'd like to just close our eyes or tune it out completely. I'm shown that there's a lot of energetic information from this life and other lives about the things that we've seen. This is quite a wise conversation. This is deep. When I look at this person, it's a male figure lying in this bed of worms in the sewer. I see that there are shadow beings here in the sewer. And I see the shadow beings. But does this man see them? Is it for this man to see them? What does that even mean exactly? Our eyes can be trained to see things, or trained to not see things. And there's memory that pools in our eyes from other lifetimes, and it impacts the health and balance of our eyes in this lifetime. This conversation is important. That's what I meant to say right now, and I feel like they're going to open the door to so much more. So I'm going to pause and let's see what comes next. This is scary, okay? But it's also a moment of complete and utter helplessness. I'm not convinced the scene is exactly as it appears, but might be emotionally this way, and it might be physically this way, or might be spiritually this way. But I see the same man who was lying in the bed of worms is now in a chair, a really rough looking chair, kind of like a dental chair. And I see there are beings here that are taking what are like dentistry tools and they're working his eyeballs out of his face. But the man gives up, and the man says, this pain is my reality. And the man said, this is my new life now, my life without sight. And these beings that are working on look like oversized pig humans. And they snort when they laugh and giggle as they shred his eyes out of his head. This man accepts, but he also feels completely helpless, and he's also scared as to how he will live without his eyes. The question is, do you feel that you've had to endure such an experience in some other time, something horrific? As they show me, sometimes it's your eyes, sometimes it's your tongue, sometimes it's your hand, and sometimes something else is taken, and they show me through rape. Someone could take your soul. And they take your soul and they take your body parts too. But you have to work through it. Is it your eyes that you need to work through it? What is it? This is very hard. It's hard on all of us. But they say there's medicine when we have the courage to look at things that are difficult. And even endure things that are difficult, there is medicine. Because there's expansion, there's wisdom. I see the man is left alone, and he has these two black holes. I see the light now, the spotlight is upon his face, and he sees nothing of the light. He's not sure what he sees of himself either. He's not sure what he is now without his eyes. It's not just about the loss of eyes, it's the process. It's the pain. Now I'm shown time. Time is a very long time. And I'm shown time in ways that we can't see it. Because we can't see every single thing that happens in 1,000,000 years. That happens to one soul over the course of 1,000,000 years. And how that soul changes its eyesight through difficult experiences, incomprehensible ones, and experiences of joy too, and peace. I hear the words courage. It's like have courage. Choose courage. Be courageous. There's a lot of sensation about that. For a moment, I'm this man in the chair. I feel helpless. I feel I'm in pain. I feel confused. I don't know how I'll ever heal. Simultaneously, I'm looking at 1,000,000 years. I don't even flinch because I understand. And simultaneously, I choose courage. And as this man, I say, this is my new life, my new challenge, my new learning, my new growth. I'm going to embrace it. And then I hear voices that say, what are you talking about? You just lost your eyes. You can't live. You can't keep going. You can't move forward after such a thing. How dare you? You should be sad. You should be devastated. You should be ending your life. And I say, no, I'm going to learn how to see differently. I'm going to be grateful. I'm going to be thankful. I'm courageous, and I will show you. Then I get up off this chair and I start learning how to walk without my eyes. And I find my way to a door. And I start to notice that as I feel around, I see a lot more than I give myself credit for. I find the handle, I open the door. And what's kind of funny, yes, it's funny, I find a closet. That's funny because I didn't know it would be a closet. I thought it was the doorway out, but nope, it's a closet. I don't know that at first. I feel around and I notice that this isn't taking me anywhere. And I take a deep breath and I say, okay, I found a door. I found an area. I don't want to find my way into a closet and stay there, so let's keep looking. And then I hear a voice say, look with what? I say, patience. Look with my hands. Try. I will look with all of those things. So I do, I try. I try with my hands, and I choose patience. You know what? It's not so easy. It's almost like if I could be courageous enough to take this on, there's going to be a next level challenge just to prove it. Just to prove that I'm not going to be able to do it. But I'm not giving up. The challenge is this room has no doorway out. How did I ever get into this situation? How did I ever arrive in here if there's no door? It's tricky. With a different set of eyes, I look at the room, like the eyes of my soul. I see that it's clever. It's like a trick wall. And nobody would know this room existed. So the seam is hard to tell where the seam actually is that creates the door. I'm going to have to look at how you actually open it and how you get out. Seems like there's only one way in, and that's from the other side. And someone on the other side is going to have to open the door. I arrive back in my body. I'm this man, and I'm not able to cry. But I'm hungry. And I'm in disbelief. Even my courage wasn't enough. I see time passes. What are weeks now? I'm actually dead. And I hear all this squawking laughter, proving to me that my courage would not be enough. I told you so. And now I can see them. And now I can see myself, and I can see what I've endured. And I can see what I tried. And I can see myself as a sad, sad story, or I could see myself as something to be revered. And I choose to see what I want to see. You could say, I see a sad story. And you could say, I see an incredible soul. You could say, I see ... Would you be right? I don't need to say anything to these squawking souls. I find a staircase in the energy world and I go up the stairs. And they make jokes about, oh, you found the stairs. Oh, look, you can see now. And I just ignore them. Because I have something they don't have. Then it's heart. They don't have heart. What's weird is I'm shown, again, time. And I'm shown in time that these squawking souls, one by one by one by one by one, until there's none of them left, are guided to the same challenges. And to see how they endure it, to see how they work through it. And it's my soul that actually comes to help them find the courage to not give up. And some of them are allowed to live their life. Some die. Some fall into despair. Some find peace. And I am the soul through this very difficult learning. I'm the soul that helps guide them. So I ask the universe, what is the value of this message here when it comes to doing energy work for our eyes? All of us to benefit. There's so many directions I could take when it comes to offering this kind of healing for us all. This is a direction I'm guided to take. Energy medicine, it comes in all different forms. There's something here in the layers between time, between memory, between the physical body, the soul body, and how they all interrelate in this story and in these viewpoints. It starts to work its magic here. As we got our sunglasses on and we're healing the energy here, we're starting to relax the energy around our eyes. We're starting to relax our eyes. We're giving more room for us to see and see fearlessly. And returning to the scene where it's really hard to see, like a light sensitivity issue. There's an angel that stands here. And she's asking us to feel safe just looking into the light. This isn't easy, by the way. It's blinding. But I'm not resisting it. I'm not avoiding it. I'm relaxing. What's interesting is this man's story, with the eyes removed and the inability to see completely. There's an odd balance coming. A gentleness that's coming, a compassion that's coming. Is it my soul's story? Is it your soul's story? Is it the story of some other soul? Something familiar in it. But that loving energy is here for us. And it's balancing our perception. It's more than just a perception thing, it's also a physical thing. I'm starting to experience my eyes water. But the light isn't so threatening, isn't so piercing, isn't so painful. It's calmer, gentler. It's like a still pond on a peaceful day. That I don't even notice. What's interesting, another message here about this man's story, is sometimes we live lives where we have to endure something quite difficult, impossibly difficult. There's so many variations of this, that there's something in the sacrifice of one's own soul for the betterment of others. And what that means is, let's say you know what it's like to ... That's been really hard for you. That's taken great courage, okay? Because you know, and you went through the sacrifice, you went through the attempts of courage and to find yourself in a new way, to be strong and to overcome it. However you overcome it, you end up becoming a guide for others. And how did you develop that sight? Not because you read about it in a book, because you lived it. So I see this man's sacrifice is for the betterment of all of us because he's lived it. Now, when we align with souls that have lived through very hard experiences, we adapt to their strengths. We welcome their strengths into our own life. I feel really proud to know this soul. I'm really proud to know this story. I'm really proud to have stepped into the shoes and explored it, to share it with all of you. There is a strong medicine in this story. I don't feel blinded by the light. I ask about the human being that feels the light is dim, and maybe they need things to be brighter. How could we balance that? And there's a giggle. Almost like the person that endures the light being so bright lends a helping hand to balance the light out for another person. It's quite interesting. There's another scene where, I don't know how to explain it, but there's just a big blobulous energy just kind of coming out of the face here, just through the eyes and out the forehead. It's just coming out. What I see in the hole are lemons, yellow lemons, all just placed in there. It's so random. I see the lemons start to kind of relax their structure and they just become a yellow energy. And it's really high strung vibrationally. Almost intolerant. Like if you just eat a lemon, some people can do it. I'm not one of those people. But it's just like a very loud and extreme kind of taste, right? And so there's like this intolerance to the lemon, unless you've built up a tolerance. But that's what the energy is like. It's like very high strung. It's a bit wonderful. It's kind of like this high strung energy is seeping into our brains in a way that's so juicy and so like long overdue. I don't even know how that's possible. But when it seeps in there, it's like puckering up the brain and the brain feels supercharged, like it just got max caffeine or something. But it's like max lemon juice. High strung energy, super loud energy. The brain loves it. The brain's like, yes, it's drinking it up. And I experience that supercharge actually impacts the eyes. And the eyes feel like they're coming from behind forward. They're coming from the mind down. And I start to see this energy does come down and it starts to go and seep into almost like eye drops. But it's like pulling this energy into and around the eyes. The eyes feel like they're drinking up. They're absorbing this high-strung energy, which is delightful. I feel like I'm skipping, happy. I don't know. I feel like all the wishes in the well came true. I just feel like I'm on another planet with just glee. Like I'm squealing and I'm just happy and gleeful. and skipping, and feels very nice. My eyes feel moist. They feel like they've received some kind of food. My eyelids are like wings that are flapping. I'm blinking my eyes a bunch. My brain feels good. My eyes feel good. My interpretation of the outer world feels good. I feel loved. I feel respect for other souls. Even the original squawkers, right? The snorting pig people. They get their time too. If they have the courage, then they will know what real courage is. I ask for additional support here. What else can I share to really empower our eyesight, our physical eyes in any way, shape, or form? Okay, so I'm actually becoming our eyes. Literally, my mind just goes into 2 eyeballs. I bring in so much information and so much energy because I have witnessed, because I've walked through this journey, because I've felt it, because I've seen it, because I've experienced it. And I really concentrate my awe of it all, my gratitude for it all. And that great deal of time, that million years. And I place it all inside of our eyes as a gift of transformation for each and every one of us. And if you have a severe eye ailment, an illness of the eyes, your eyesight's going, dry eyes, light sensitivity, dried up tear ducts, whatever it might be. Or maybe your eyes are just exceptionally great. Somewhere in time, you've needed something like this. And so it's there for you. And so I'm experiencing that. It's the purest kind of eye drop anyone could ever ask for. It's the center of your eyes, your right eye and your left eye. I'm just going to watch that little droplet in both eyes. I just want to see what it does. It's like taking a breath, taking your first breath. It's almost like not realizing you maybe you've been holding a tight fist, or maybe you've been holding your breath, or just allowing yourself to relax the muscles, relax the hands, relax the face. Get that air in there, and it feels like that inside the eyes, like in some level they've been a little bit tense, on some level they've just been holding their breath. How'd they do it? I have no idea. But this is like a first breath, long overdue breath. And I see this cleansing happening from the inside out. It's washing away this buildup. It's just like black goo. And I place Archangel Raphael in each one of our eyes. And I place this emerald energy in each one of our eyes. And I place unconditional love in each one of our eyes. And I see the energy circulates. And it circulates around. Both the right and the left eye circulates around. Like clockwork, okay? Circulates clockwise, like clockwork. It circulates around. From here, I feel inspired to do one more thing for all of us. I place a hand of light here into our crown chakra. And what's interesting is I'm pulling out another fabric, like my hand's going through a portal of some sort, and I'm pulling out, it's like a ginormous blanket of golden energy. And I'm pulling it out, and as I pull it out from the other side, what is on this side then pulls through the crown and goes to the other side. And this fabric becomes part of this reality. And what was this darkness overlay. Then the golden light becomes a part of this reality. It's good to switch things up, you know. That's what it reminds me of. There's nothing wrong with the dark or the golden light or the yellow or the blue, or like it has to be a certain way. It's golden, so it's best. But this does feel like love and harmony. Then what was feels like dried up, old, long overdue for something fresh. And so this energy surrounds us. Love and harmony, something new and fresh. Makes us feel refreshed. Makes us feel loved. Makes us feel like kindness is all around us and that we can see it. And we can actually see it. We can almost touch it. And therefore we can touch it. There's a goodness about this feeling. Then it surrounds us all in that sensation of goodness. And it exists externally around us and internally. Now we are given the gift of being able to see it and to know it is true. Okay, that's what I have. What a neat experience today. I never know how it's going to go, and I can't force it. I just have to allow it to reveal itself to us. And you'll have to share in the comments what your thoughts are, what your eyesight's like, if you felt anything from the experience. I want to thank you so very much again. This is to the one who booked this session. I really appreciate it. It's so kind of you to share this gift with all of us. I'm kind of in another world right now because it was just so energetically moving. So thank you. I wish you all an amazing day. If there's anything I could do for you individually, it'd be an honor to share a personal session with you. And you could book a session at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. Have a beautiful day, everybody.